Virgo, so the message I have for y'all is talking about walking away. It's talking about healing old wounds, old stories, things that you've been telling yourself, things that you've been dealing with. I feel like for some of y'all, it's really based on just putting yourself first, and loving yourself, and also in terms of like a relationship. So for some of y'all, this might be a relationship, that you've been in, or you've experienced or whatever. But overall, the message is saying it's time to walk away, Virgo, okay? Walk away, heal those old wounds and those stories that you've been telling yourself. Choose a better path for yourself, because where you're at now is not the best path. Because you're not experiencing the fullness or the happiness that you want. So it's time to walk away from the things that just aren't serving you, that aren't bringing you fulfillment, that isn't lighting you up. It's like a dark or sad energy around your situation. It's just like, or exhausting energy, for real, for real. But it's time to choose a path that's for you. Stop showing up for everyone else and show up for yourself. That's a message that, came through. Stop showing up for others and show up for yourself. You may have been showing up for other people in so many ways, but now it's time to choose yourself and show up for yourself, because you've experienced a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, and you've become numb in a sense. So it's like, you have to choose yourself. You have to open up. You have to love yourself. It's like you're going on a whole new journey again, Virgo, okay? And just let this person go, let these people go, make space for the new. Maybe you've been dealing with the same stuff, old stuff, over and over and over again, and it's time for you to make space for the new. That's just it. That's what it is. Make space for the new. See things for what they are. Could be a situation you in, relationship, whatever. See things for what they are and not what you want them to be. What you want them to be isn't happening because the person or whoever you're dealing with is not capable of making it happen. So see things for what it is. See things for how a person is treating you, the things they say to you, whatever the case may be. It is what it is. And, it's just time to drop the baggage, Virgo. I feel like this is the moment where you are being called to drop the baggage, the things that people put you through in the past, because it's a lot of blockages that's taking place that's getting in the way of just your personal growth, your development, and even your love life. So it's a lot of baggage, there's a lot, and some of this isn't even from you personally. This is from your lineage, your family tree, and it's time to tap in so that you can basically cut these blockages so that you can actually experience the things that you truly want, Virgo, when it comes to love, especially because I feel like for some of y'all, love is really circulating heavy. Y'all really are ready for a partner, really ready to have this person you can love deeply and build with and have a family, but it's not actually happening because there's work you have to do. You have to release some baggage. You have to let go. You have to heal old wounds. There's a lot of things that you need to do to get to what you truly want. And when you're able to drop this baggage and whatever could be going on in your life, you will experience joy, Virgo. You will experience the joy that you truly want. You will experience more peace, if anything, because some of y'all have been in situations where y'all stayed when y'all know y'all didn't want to stay. When it comes to relationships, you stay with a person when you didn't want to stay because you didn't like how you were treated, but you still stayed, and so it's time to let go of that. How many times have you pulled through and been there for a person and they showed up short, So all of these things are things you have to ask yourself, Virgo. How often have you done so much for people? That's a question to ask, okay? And how many times have you stayed when you didn't want to stay? So those are the two questions to ask yourself when it comes to romance or wherever you at in your moment. How many times have you stayed when you didn't want to stay, Virgo? How often have you done so much for them and never for yourself? Okay, it's time to do for yourself. It's time to put you first. You matter. And this is where the love coming at. The love for yourself is like, I'm choosing to not deal with the BS anymore. I'm moving forward. I don't have time. It's time for me to just cut the cord, cut the chaos. Okay? And once you do it, like I said, joy will come. And understand that maybe some of y'all have done this already, and you may be recuperating from a lot of negative energy, a lot of unconscious, negative energy as well. And like I said, some of this isn't just from you. This is from your lineage. This is from your family. The people that have raised you and brought you up. Is a lot of toxicity and energy that you're recuperating from. Some of you are realizing, I don't need this in my life anymore. I need something different. I need to do better. I need to experience something much more, because I know what I want for my life. I know what I want for my love life as well. So also, when you release whatever it is that you are holding on to, Virgo, this will allow you to share your story, to share what you've been through, to help the millennials, to help the next generation. Some of y'all have been through some deep toxic energies involving just a person, to the point that you can share your story to the millennials and let them know that it's not okay to settle for a toxic relationship, or it's not okay to live in self-doubt or denial or just unhealthy ways, and give back to the youth with your story. Especially for some of y'all may have a lot of the younger generation looking at y'all, and it's time for you to give back, to pay it back, to know that your story or whatever it is that you've been through is just a lesson, and the lesson that you get needs to be shared, and share it with the next generation, share it with our youth. Let them know that it's not okay, to just be in toxic behaviors, or, maybe some of y'all have done that in front of your children. Maybe your children have experienced your toxic behavior energies, and now it's time for you to give back and let them know this is not okay. This is where your work coming at, your deep inner healing in your work, so that they can do and receive better. So it's all about just healing those patterns and behaviors for yourself, for the next generation to come, whether it's your children, your nieces, nephews, whoever. It's just time to put in that work, okay? And also understand that it may be a time for you to be still. Meditation brings answers. Maybe it's time for you to get still to get answers. Maybe you need answers to certain questions. Maybe it's in regards to your love life or whatever. But when you get still, these answers will come, and also look into getting some spiritual work done, that really is tapping into your authentic self, your soul, where you need to go, what you need to heal, what you need to heal, all of those things, okay? And also, y'all have the message of allow yourself to be cherished. And once again, I feel like it's just what you've been settling for. It's time for you to allow yourself to be cherished. Maybe you've been in relationships where you wasn't cherished, and it's time for you to allow yourself to be cherished. Do this for yourself as well, and know that you have the energy of the universe sending love and light, your creator, your ancestors. You're protected with love and light. Maybe you feel like you're not. Some of y'all may feel like you have no one, or you're not supported, but you are. Also, this is a message for some of y'all. This is not for all of y'all, but if you've had challenges with your mother, or like some type of energy when it comes to like the mothering energy, or maybe you're having struggles with being a mother, this message is saying it's time to heal, okay? It's time to heal that energy. Maybe the energy you've had with your mother, you've seen certain things from your mother, and you're having a hard time when it comes to love yourself because of the mothering energy that you've had. Whatever representation that your mother have given you, it's time to heal it. Maybe that's a blockage for some of y'all. So your love life and your relationships could be blocked by your mothers, and maybe some of y'all are on the road to repeating the same cycle. And that's why the message of, you know, being a mother is challenging came up, because it could be just this pattern of the same cycle happening. Your mother showed you certain things and now you're living that way, and that's the blockage, and you have to do the work, and now you've been so much into it that you're trying to get out of it, and now you have your generation, your children to, you know, look at, and maybe they're on the verge of repeating these things. So this is why you have to basically cut the cord, get to work, do the work necessary to stop the blockages, so that you can receive what you want in regards to love, etc., and so that your children, nieces, whoever, can experience the same thing. They can experience love instead of the toxic energy and the negative things that aren't healthy for them. So, yeah, the message overall is just saying it could be your ancestral blockages, your family tree that's actually stopping your love life. Maybe you picked up on these energies, and maybe you don't know why you behave in a certain way. And that's the message. You may behave that way because of your family tree, your mother or whoever. So it's just important for you to do the work, Virgo, to heal. Okay, to heal and help, if anything. That's the message that I'm getting for y'all. And then attraction is a message that came up for y'all. You attract romantic love by being in the moment. So if some of y'all are wanting to attract your lover, the person that you want to be with, the person that's for you, you gotta enjoy the moment. You gotta enjoy where you are now. And that's with being alone. If you've cut the cord with people, or you're on the verge of cutting the cord, it's time for you to be okay with being alone, in the moment, with your feelings, everything that you feel. Be okay. And when you can fully feel and be okay with the loneliness, the discomfort, or whatever, then you will attract your lover. But when you go out searching for something, you don't quite find it. You actually find the opposite, because you're not doing the work. So continue to do the work, Virgo, and you will attract the love that you want. And then you'll have here's your challenge. Learn about the power of being vulnerable. Okay, and if you complete this challenge, let me know. You know, hit me up, let me know that you've done it. But it's basically saying being vulnerable is not being weak. Okay, if you be vulnerable and express yourself, that's not weak. It's the opposite. You are being courageous enough to show your true self. So when you be vulnerable and show who you are, that's strength. You don't have to hide, you know, Virgo. It's time for you to just show your true self. Show all of who you are. Even with being vulnerable, it doesn't mean you're weak. You're not weak. It actually means you're strong. So be okay with speaking your truth and saying how you feel. You know, it can be really hard to be vulnerable, but the reward to our relationships and life can be immense. So here's the challenge, Virgo. Watch The Power of Being Vulnerable by Brene Brown. It's free on TED.com or YouTube. If this video inspires you, level up this resolve by doing additional self-study. Brene, spelled B-R-E-N-E. She also has several books, okay? So that's your challenge. Do it. Let me know if you did it. Watch the video, and then if it resonates, if you like it, then do some extra study into her books and the things that she shared. And that can help you with being vulnerable and moving on to your next phase. So that's your message, Virgo. I hope it resonates. Peace.